The other half tends to be library defunding, which I said happens a lot in my area of the country. And that is when no books are specifically called out. However, the county government, the state government, whichever level is, conservative and worried about these books being available for consumption, they will either punish a library by pulling their funding for refusing to follow their demands, or they'll just preemptively start pulling things around to make sure that libraries no longer and librarians no longer have the power to, defy whatever they want to be. So, like a few examples in my state of library defunding was in 2023, a county judge illegally fired the head librarian of the county system. Illegally, because the judge does not have the authority to do that. It would be a library board. And it was because she refused to relocate certain books away from the children's section. They specifically said that they didn't want materials that are not subject matter or age appropriate for children due to their sexual content or imagery to an area that is not accessible to children. And she refused, saying she would not move them because it's a small library. There's not a lot of place. She'd have to put them behind a locked door and then no one could have them. So she said that was basically banning them. And they fired her. And there's now a lawsuit where she's represented by the ACLU. And then, like in 2022, there was a library up in a different county of my state, very rural, who had a gay pride exhibit beside the entrance to the children's section. And I imagine it was a lot of YA and children's stuff since it was located by the entrance to the children's section. A group got very angry about it. So that was inappropriate sexual material for children. And so later that year, where it was the millage tax for elections, one of the local things was, do we want to continue this millage tax to keep funding the library at, I don't know, like $4 million? And so they basically put on a misinformation campaign telling the locals in the county the library has, $6 million in savings. They did not need the millage tax. We need to cut it. And so they did. The elections, the millage tax was voted down. And what that actually meant was the library lost half of its funding pretty much overnight. And they had to cut 15 librarians. They had to end programs that went to nursing homes and daycares. And they had to cut a lot of hours. So it's been about 3 years and they still haven't been able to vote that funding back in.